Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to episode number 43 of Playing with House Money. It's episode 1 of the brand new season of the NFL. Football is back. And right here, I have my co-host, DJ Prue at PrueBaby10. How are you doing today, my guy?
Man, I'm doing great. It's great to be back. I've missed it. We need to tell the people what they need to know, so I'm excited. How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm good, man. It's been a cruel summer in some ways, but it's been good, man. Like, things are different, but football is back.
Yep.
We've managed through with the Euros. The SGC managed through with the Euros. We made some money at that. We have Premier League football came back a couple of weeks ago, and now we have the real football.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, you guys are you're catching basically everything right now, soccer wise. I don't know why you said cruel summer, but yeah, man, best season of the year is back. So you get to feel I get to feel rejuvenated and something else to be frustrated about. So let's keep it on NFL. Let's keep it on NFL today. Let's not talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not going to talk about anything else, but everyone, we are on Twitter at PW_House Money. You can also find us there on YouTube, brand new YouTube channel for the new season at PW_House Money. So please like, subscribe. You are going to be getting every single week, Thursday afternoons, we're going to drop Playing with House Money, flagship show. Like I said, episode 43 today. It's going to be dropping every Thursday afternoon, giving you some insight into Thursday night football. This week we have Friday night football as well as going through the Sunday slate. Then on a Friday, you're going to get, for the most part, the SGC, the Soccer Gambling Cognoscenti. You don't get that tomorrow. International break already. We have an international break after like 4 games of the season. It's ridiculous. Don't get me started. But normally on a Friday, you're going to get either an episode that will drop or you will get Friday Club Live on Friday afternoons, dependent what the Friday afternoon slate is like. And then earlier in the week, you're going to get a college football show, brand new this year for Playing with House Money. We are doing a college football show. Prue is going to, you heard him last year if you've been with us, smashing college football. This year, going big, we're going to have our own show. That's going to be dropping. And, of course, because of that, we need to have Who Pissed Off Prue. That's coming back for season 2. And, we'll be going through everyone that pissed us off. And that's Prue's little therapy session that he shares with the world. But hey, we're gamblers. We all lose. That's the one thing we have in common, right? As gamblers, no one wins 100% of their bets. So
it sucks when I'm getting pissed off about something that isn't even a bet. Like it's something close to the heart,
Yeah.
Like season's over for me, week 2. I don't even want to talk about it though, but yeah, that's going to be fun though, for sure. Big things to come this year. I'm excited. Everybody get to the new YouTube and let's not miss this money. Hopefully the one thing I have to look forward to is Caleb Williams bringing Chicago, to the limelight. So I don't know. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx that, but
yeah. Well, no, and that's the thing, man. You mentioned it. We have, Playing with House Money on a Thursday. We have got a couple of guests already lined up, a couple more in the pipeline. And as I kind of hinted at on the Twitter earlier in the week, a couple of these people that we're getting lined up are big names. Not just in the fantasy football space, because there's some big names in the fantasy football space. There's some big names in the sports gambling community. And some big names in the NFL that might be coming this way. So absolutely, tune in for that. Like I said, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You're going to get all 4 shows every single week. And we'll see if I'm sure there is more content to come. And I know we're going to be jumping on some shows. The Toilets to Titles guys, we did a show for them couple of weeks back now. I know you're going to be jumping on some pods with our guys over at CFB Nation with Nino probably throughout the year. I know you don't want to talk about FSU right now, but I'm sure, especially, Nino will want to talk about Boston College. We'll let him talk his.
That is the one thing that I will say is that I am happy for him on that one. I'm happy that he got that finally. I don't think they've beaten us since like Matt Ryan. So, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, my season's over already, but yeah, I have no problem getting on there and yelling with Nino because that's my boy, and I'm looking forward to it. I got the rest of the college football season to look forward to. Let's see if Colorado can shock me. I know USC looked good too, so yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, but yeah,
we got
like you say, lots to come. But we have football tonight.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, Thursday night football. Back. Yeah, we are back with Baltimore Ravens at Kansas City Chiefs. We have a total for our first primetime game of the year at 47.5. Is where this line is set.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going
that.
anywhere near that. This is going to go anywhere near over.
Yeah, no, not at all. I wouldn't take that at all.
One primetime games, Thursday night football games last year. I don't have the actual stat. I'm going to look it up right now, but
every year
they weren't great.
Never. Since Thursday night football started, they've been terrible. And it's like they were going to hype up Pat versus Lamar, but we can't forget Baltimore runs the ball as much as they possibly can. So, that clock's going to be ticking. 47.5 is a little too high for me to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I just remember we used to say this every week last year was kind of like, don't like this game.
Not touching that.
Yeah, for it to be set that high was a little bit crazy. Like, I can see. So everyone's going to talk about the last game these guys played, 2020. Like, literally, it was January, 8 months ago. When the game finished 17-10. So that game was a close game. That's, you're talking
January.
Championship game. Yeah, you're talking playoffs. So it's a big. So that's why that game, like every game they have played, well, the last 4 prior to that have all like gone over this 47.5 line. So if 40, like the last game they played before that was back
I was going to say, it was a shootout.
Was it an absolute shootout where Baltimore beat us 36-35?
Us.
So
I like that.
Was, so like that type of game, yeah, absolutely. So I can see why. If Vegas has looked back at like the history of the game, like last game excluded, regular season games, last 3-4 regular season games have all gone over this total. But I don't know, man. You like the Thursday night aspect of this first game of the season. Everyone's going to be dropping. I will definitely be playing an unders.
I was going to say, you're saying between these two teams, correct?
Yes, between these two teams. Yes.
No, I'll scrap all that. I'd like to see how many game ones went over 47.5. Just in general, I understand it's 2 great teams, but I mean, it typically is. It's usually like a Super Bowl rematch, something like that. So. But I mean, I did find some juicy lines in a couple of these games.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think, like I said, tonight, like for the game tonight, I will I'll be sharing an I think it was a 3-4 leg, like unders, like a few of the because I know we said this all through like the MLB season as well. The boosts that these guys have, like whether it's FanDuel, whether it's DraftKings, I think DraftKings have Lamar and Mahomes to go for 50 rushing yards combined, boosted to plus 100.
I'm glad that you just said that.
Lamar's line is himself is at 48.5.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that,
so it's basically like Lamar could do this on his own, or they're expecting Lamar to do this on his own.
I mean, he's going to have to.
Yeah. But like Mahomes' line's at 20.5, so I'm probably going to have the Mahomes under rushing line.
His rushing line is 21.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I wouldn't have expected
So
that.
no. So yeah. So that's going to be one that probably goes in there. And then some receiving lines like I don't know, Xavier Worthy's receiving lines at 45.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I felt about that. I don't know how they're going to use him.
No, I will probably play the under. My boy Nelson Aguilar was, he was good to me last year. He might be the play. He might be the play to just kick this season off with a dart.
You just brought that memory right back to my head. I forgot all about it for a second, and I looked at his name today. That's crazy, dude. That was an insane call. Yeah, you almost have to.
Like plus 600 might be the dart play for the anytime touchdown. But I think there's an underplay there for sure with a couple of these lines with the under 47.5, just because it's a high line for first game of the season, Thursday night. And two teams that are not going to want to start the season 0-1. I mean,
yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I think Kansas City does kind of sometimes, so like they started slow last year, and I feel like Lamar always he really juices it up when he plays Pat. But there was a line I saw today that kind of threw me off only because I'd fully expect Baltimore to rotate Mark Andrews week 1 a little bit more than they usually would have. And Isaiah Likely's receiving line is only 17.5.
Yes.
So I loved that. Derrick Henry is actually minus 105 for an anytime touchdown. I think that's just a given if Lamar doesn't scramble one in.
Yeah, I mean, especially against like this Chiefs defense, they stepped up big time, obviously last year as a whole, but historically against the rush, they've struck, and against Lamar,
and I think that the dynamic of that backfield once they get to the red zone, I mean, it's going to be, either or. You never really know. I feel like it's going to be tough to call, but I think they get Henry in the end zone week 1. And then
for sure.
The only receiving, nice chunk of receiving yards that I really even felt comfortable going with was Zay Flowers for 50 plus. Only because I just feel like he's, a home run waiting to happen. He's lightning in a bottle. So I really like that line. I think it's minus 140, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, altogether it's plus 445. So.
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, there's definitely some lines to be found for tonight, and I like I said, but I just think there's part of me here that thinks, the call's been made. They know the gambling world has been waiting for the most part, waiting for this game. Night one, how much I know I saw the post, 350 billion or something is going to be wagered on the NFL this season. I wouldn't be surprised if a substantial couple of $1 billion of that is going to be on game one, night one.
You just gave me a thought too, though. They are shiesty enough to make the very first game just insane, blow it out of the water. Everybody gets paid.
Yeah, well,
suck us dry. So I mean, I don't know.
So that's the other way, right? That's why we're filming this obviously before any of the weekend's games. But if Thursday goes off, if this game goes off and it's another one, like we said, 37-35 or something like that, then I'm going the Green Bay game against the Eagles on Friday night. I am going under, significantly under the line of 49.5 for the Friday night game because it's in Brazil, right? That's the game down in Brazil. But that I also see the same there. First NFL game in Brazil, they want that to be but they want that
Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nah, bro, they're hungover. They're hungover.
And this is what we always used to say about players on their birthdays.
It's even crazier because LaFleur is young enough. He's going to be hungover. That's crazy. But they have hella restrictions out there too. They can't just go everywhere because of the gang violence right now. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't like any traveling games anymore. I think Kansas City, Miami really should have proved it to everybody last year. But hey.
Yeah, so that one's down in Sao Paulo. So again, I think very much depends on. Yeah, I don't see them both going over 50 points, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely not.
Thursday, Friday, unless if they do. Hey, if they do, then basically the entire slate on Sunday, I'm taking unders.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like you said. I do see that being another thing they could go. Hey, right, so we're gonna give you a 60-point game, a 60-point game, and you're all gonna be like, "Yep, you're gonna drop everything back on Sunday."
Yep.
I'll be betting no touchdowns in a lot of these games.
I was gonna say, yeah, every game will be like 7-0 at half, like,
Yep.
and it'd be the
First
like
half unders.
second string tight end that scored.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be bad.
So yeah, like if I also do see that point. I think that's definitely something that the NFL would do.
But speaking of the game in Brazil, though, there's a line that I don't care where the game is. It can be in Timbuktu for all I care. They have Jalen Hurts plus 100 for an anytime touchdown. Like, I know they have a new OC. I get it. But like, are we really going to think that they get to the 1-2 yard line? And
give it to Saquon.
And my boy Sirianni's looking at Kellen Moore like, bro, you know what to run. All right. Like don't fix what ain't broke. Like, they tried to ban this play. We're running it again. Like, so plus 100 is insane to me. We didn't get plus money. We didn't even get close to plus money with him all last year for one. So yeah, that's definitely one that everybody should be on. I don't care. That's worth the risk.
Yeah.
They have Saquon's rushing line pretty high though, I will say. So yeah. I went 60 plus with him. You think I'm overshooting it?
That's his line on FanDuel right now, 62. So it's going to be there or thereabouts, right? I do think that the Josh Jacobs rushing line around the same is he's probably going to get more.
Yeah, but he's facing a good run defense. He's facing a good run defense and probably a stacked box. They'll probably have 8 in the box the whole game. So.
And that was going to be my question about Green Bay. You know, we had it a lot, and towards the end of last season, it's like, take your pick. Is it going to be Jaden Reed? Is it going to be Romeo Doubs? Is it going to be Christian Watson when he was playing? Like, is it going to be Dontavian Wicks? Like, we had that a lot towards the end of last season. Like, can Jordan Love feed this young core of wide receivers, or one of them goes off, or one of them scores 2 touchdowns? Everyone else is 1 catch for 15 yards. You know what I mean? Like, which?
Yeah. I feel like when we see that happen, though, I feel like when we see that happen with Green Bay, though, it's definitely scheming. Like, LaFleur, I feel like that's why LaFleur loves Jordan Love, because he's able to just call the play, and he's just going to make a read and throw the ball. Like, you know, Rodgers was more of a, you know, like on the fly type of guy, and he's going to audible and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think when you see that happen with them, it's more so a scheme call, but I like Romeo Doubs this week. I don't know. I don't know what that team, like, with that receiving core is so up in the air, and I just don't think Josh Jacobs is going to get that much space in between the tackles. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be hard to call. I know I will say, like, if he's going to use Christian Watson for the last 2 weeks of the season, though, he could just use him for like the whole year, because that was crap. I don't know what that was. We didn't know who to call last year, so. Yeah, no, I like Dobbs. I like Dobbs for the long run, though, like for the season. But Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave is my question. My answer to that question, actually.
Yeah, but it's just funny because that's what I was going to say. From a fantasy perspective, I've really stayed away from the wide receivers in Green Bay. I have drafted a bunch of Luke Musgrave, though, and a fairly substantial amount of Josh Jacobs, because I do think he potentially gets some bell cow work. Like, no,
I'm not high on him this year. I just don't. I don't know how that offensive line is gonna fare this year.
Yeah,
and how much they're gonna be able to spread out. I know he threw for 4,000 last year, but that was a lot of garbage time. I don't know. He just, for a contract like that, Jordan Love has a lot to show me before I'm just like super high on one of his running backs, especially with Dylan still there.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like those are some decent lines you have there. I think that's the big question. I think for me, it's going to be more of a, you know, you watch the first quarter, you see how it's going to go, and it's one of those, like, if he's targeting Jaden Reed 2-3 times in the first couple of drives, then we take him. Like, or alternatively, what you've seen happen in the MLB recently with all these players hitting 2 touchdowns, who scores touchdown 1 for the Packers, we take them to score 2. Like,
do they score? I mean, do they score 2 touchdowns?
Well, I mean, with a total expected of 50+ points,
Let's be
the
serious.
assumption is the spread's
Yeah.
2.5, so they expect it to be a close game.
Oh wow, that's disrespectful. I don't know. People are so high on this Green Bay team this year. This is insane to me. I don't know. Whatever. I'm also a little biased, but
Yeah,
hey.
yeah, but I do. We need to get Nate on here one day, and you two can have that conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think if I might play the Jalen Hurts and you know me, like play Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love because Jordan Love's plus 600 anytime. So
yeah, I like
play
that.
those 2 anytime touchdown.
I like that for sure. Yeah, I got Jalen Hurts anytime. I got Saquon 60+. I got Musgrave 25+. That one's plus 500.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, whilst you're here, guys, I know. Yes, go on.
I misspoke. Luke Musgrave's over 2.5 receptions. I found for better.
Okay.
So I like that. I like that one more than the yards.
Yeah. That's a good shout. If you're playing fantasy football this year and you are across various different apps, one of the guys that we're partnered with this year is Fantasy Zone, at Fantasy Zone LLC on Twitter. Give them a follow. It's where I'm going to be looking at all of my fantasy scores all in one place. You don't have to go to Sleeper. You don't have to go look at ESPN or CBS, NFL. You don't have to go to 4 or 5 different apps, different websites to view all of your different teams. Fantasy Zone are giving you all of your scores in one place. Download the app now. Like I said, find them on Twitter at Fantasy Zone LLC. Give them a follow. They've got some big things to come. And yeah, in the fantasy space, certainly when we're talking about fantasy, not just of the football that we all know and love, but the fantasy football that I know and love, fantasy soccer, fantasy MLS, fantasy EPL. We got some stuff in the works. So there's some big stuff coming with these guys at Fantasy Zone. Check them out.
I have never heard of anybody playing fantasy soccer. I just realized ever. It makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. Like how, but man, that's just, that's
we'll get you into it, bro, one day. Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get you into it one day. We'll set you up with a team next season.
I'm down. Actually. That sounds crazy.
That's
a genius idea too.
Champions League round the corner. You can create a Champions League team because they're all teams that you know.
Yeah,
they're the big teams from all over Europe.
Don't say it like that though. Like I don't know a lot of teams. But
anyway,
I know it's early in the week, betting wise, but Sunday's going to be fun. We won't go too far into it. Just the noon wave, the first wave of games on Sunday. Like we said, it's week 1. Guys, just pump the brakes a little bit. Let's see what we're working with. But I did go through and find a couple things that we might have liked and things I liked the spots on. So
go for it. Tell the people what the Sunday parlay is.
All right. Sunday, we got Alvin Kamara, 25+ receiving yards. I love that line. It's so low. The rushing and receiving was so high. And then when I saw the receiving line at 25+, what we could get it at, it blew my mind. So jumped on that. DeAndre Swift, 40+ rushing yards. I think the Bears are going to keep their identity, run the ball. Obviously, new OC, rookie quarterback. Why not get the new guy the ball? I'm sure he will split a lot of carries, but I think it's 40 yards. He's hit or miss on a big play too. So I love that. Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots, 50+ rushing yards. I think he has probably my favorite matchup in line for that overall for a Sunday week 1. Drawing a blank. Oh,
Khalil
Shakir. Because who the hell is Josh Allen going to throw the ball to? Like, hopefully my boy Keon Coleman. Obviously, you got Dalton Kincaid out there, but Khalil Shakir was obviously a huge piece to their offense last year to end it. We were all over him. It seemed like every week. So I like the chemistry to come back Obviously, he'll have a lot more routes and a lot more options. So I love that. And then there's one last one that I'm drawing a blank on as well.
Miami. Mostert.
Oh yeah, Raheem Mostert. Because everybody just expects Devon A-Chain to just completely take over this backfield like we did last year. And then as you see, they don't care. They're playing both. Mike McDaniels is going to play both of them. He messed around and start Raheem Mostert, to be honest with you. Like, just because everybody thinks they know everything. And Mostert's line was way too high for me to take. Obviously, I do expect both of them to rush very well. That tandem was insane last year, but I think Mostert gets plenty of carries to get 40 yards. So yeah, Mostert 40 plus. All 6 of those together, 2,500, basically 2,600. So
you missed the 6th one because you're going
was
to
that
mess
5?
around, and that was
Was
5,
that 5?
and that's 5 at around 1,500 plus 1,500 because you're.
What's the game? What's the game?
Because you're going to mess around and mess with this Steelers Falcons game.
Oh, bro, no, I'm glad that I forgot that one. I'm glad that that's the one that I missed, because I know how this sounds. Okay, like once again, we're putting faith in the man named Kyle Pitts when really I'm putting my faith in Kirk Cousins to just get this man the ball a few times, bro. Just get him going. Let's see if he can actually have, a nice piece in this offense. Kyle Pitts over 3.5 receptions, 4 catches. 4 catches for their best receiver. Best receiving weapon, I guess I should say.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they don't have his lines. FanDuel don't have his lines out at the moment on Wednesday Wednesday night.
DraftKings, everybody. Go to anything that I pulled right now was on DraftKings.
Oh, because on Wednesday he didn't train, I don't think. Hamstring. But you're going to go with him. You're going to go week 1 of the season. You're going to expect in the Arthur Smith revenge game, reverse revenge game. I
did not even realize that until right now either. Only because
the Falcons are going to be like, give the ball to this guy, give it to Bijan. And Pitts are going to go both score twice.
Yeah, I think Bijan is the one that you don't really need to worry about. They have no other option. If he's not the centerpiece every week, I mean, you got to get that guy the ball 25 times. So I think that one was going to be too easy. And I don't know how Drake London's going to fare. I want to see what Drake London gives us with Kirk. So Kyle Pitts, big target, obviously on the insides. Kirk loved his tight end, TJ Hawkinson, last year. Let's hopefully we need 4 catches, bro. I'm not asking him to go off for 80 yards and a touchdown. We just need 4 catches. So
yeah. And that's your 6.
That's my 6. I skipped a couple games I didn't want to touch. So
no, and I think that the big thing for everyone is, like we said, I mentioned it about game 1, about tonight's game, Chiefs and Ravens. You're gonna have the same on Sunday. Everyone's been waiting for this. You've been waiting since February, 7 long months, waiting for football season to come back. Don't blow everything in game week 1.
Yeah, pump the brakes.
These teams are rusty. We've seen for most teams, virtually no starters playing in the preseason games for good reason. They don't want them to get injured. That's fair. But these guys are going out on Sunday. Yes, they're all going to give 100%, but we don't know what we're getting from half of these teams. Brand new.
100% is a stretch. 100% is a stretch.
But yeah, we're getting a lot of changes obviously in the off season. A lot of rookies coming in, a lot of new head coaches, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. So we don't know what we're going to see from a lot of these teams. So hey, week 1, feel it out. We've given you, Prue's given you his 6 favorite lines there. Take the first 5. I don't know if I'm going to trust Kyle Pitts.
Do it.
The same as you.
Do it.
But they're there. Whatever it is that you're going on in week 1, best of luck. We'll see you again. We'll see you again with the first episode of Who Pissed Off Prue, when he can go in about one of these 6, whichever one of these 6 players did not do their job.
I'm going to be in a fabulous mood. It's going to be a celebration.
It's going to be a celebration because we've cashed Cash
Yep.
parlay number 1.
Yeah, nobody's gonna
And,
piss me off. Bear down.
And yeah, so go easy, place a bunch of bets. That's fine, but let's remember this is a long season. We've waited a long time, but there's
Build the
still a
bankroll.
long season.
Build the
Yes.
bankroll. We got plenty of weeks. Watch the games. See what you're dealing with first.
Yeah.
But you know me, degenerate. So
Yep.
stay tuned.
But expect nothing less. And everyone else, like we said, thank you for joining us this week. Welcome back.
Yes,
At
sir.
PW_house money, at Iceman_1013 on Twitter, at PruBaby10. Like, subscribe on YouTube. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week when we're playing with more house money.
Yes, sir.